What's up, vinyl community and everybody out there in YouTube land? It is the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem, and I am back once again with another video. And this time I thought I would do another subject video. I was watching Mr. Hall of Fame. That's right, I was watching Brandon, his recent, I think it was recent pickups video this morning. And I was so surprised to hear him talk about the fact that, one, he didn't know who Alan Toussaint was. I believe that's how you say it, because he is from New Orleans, or was from New Orleans, down there in the French Quarter. And so I believe it's Toussaint, not Toussaint. And two, he had picked up his first ever Rhino Reserve. And if you know Brandon, he's obviously all about getting the most pristine copy of everything. And you know, he loves the Rhino hi-fis, he loves mobile fidelity, analog productions, as well as of course Japanese pressings and nice pristine OG copies of stuff. But anyway, so he picked up the new Rhino Reserve of Alan Toussaint's debut album, I believe it was. And he said that it was the first time he picked up a Rhino Reserve, and that just floored me. And so, Brandon, this video is mainly for you, just because it floored me that you didn't have any Rhino Reserves. And for those that know me, especially my friends in other vinyl groups and stuff like that, know that the Rhino Reserves are actually my favorite reissue series that is out there right now. I think that they're flawless. Well, flawless is a strong word, I guess. That they're just a really great reissue series. The pressings are just in great quality. They sound great. The price point is really good. You know, they're definitely much cheaper than the analog productions, much cheaper than mobile fidelity. They're cheaper than the Rhino hi-fi series. They're just a really good, as people say, bang for their buck. And so what I want to do is I kind of want to show kind of the highlights of what I have, and just explain why I think in more detail why they're so great. And so the first, and also real quick, I also want to preface this by saying that all of these, all but a few, I picked up from my good friend Doug at Big Love Vinyl. If you haven't, check out Big Love Vinyl. I talk about it all the time. Check out biglovevinyl.com. I'm wearing the shirt. Great shop out in Oak Island, North Carolina. But also check them out online. You can purchase used records, new records. Great website, great little shop. Check them out. Like I said, most of these I picked up from him. He ordered them. He has some in the shop. All that good stuff. Check him out. He is quick to respond if you send him an email. Just great shop. Anyway, first Rhino Reserve I ever picked up was this one here. And this is Eddie Hazel's solo album. If you know Eddie Hazel, of course, from Parliament, Funkadelic, lead guitar player. That great solo from Maggot Brain Eddie Hazel did. And I know people talk about these. I actually enjoy these because, first off, they give a little information. Like this one says, Eddie Hazel, Game, Dames, and Guitar Things. That's the name of the album. It says, groove into another dimension. Lacquers cut from the original analog masters by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering. Then it says, Rhino Reserve 180 gram vinyl, cut from analog tape. And I just think that's awesome that it gives you that little hype, tells you that it's cut from analog. It's on 180 gram vinyl. It's got a nice jacket, shows you everything. And this album, if you know, first off, originals, very expensive, hard to find. It had been reissued, I think, once before. The reissue wasn't exactly the greatest. This sounds fantastic. Again, the price point is around $30. You can't beat that. And the sound, again, just great. So right there, you've got things going in your favor. Vinyl snobs want things cut all analog. Okay, great. So you got that. Secondly, it's an album that's really hard to come by. It's in print. Great. Another great thing. And thirdly, the price point. Around 30 bucks. Originals, over 100, sometimes 200 bucks. And if you can even find one, hard to do. And if you find it clean, even harder. So awesome. One of my favorite sounding records in my collection. Secondly, the Meters. Another great sounding album again. That funk soul Bayou, Alan Toussaint again. Again, gives you that same information. If you find one, an original, it's going to cost you, especially if you find a clean one. So yeah, cut analog gives you that same information. This is another one, the Baby Huey story. Finding originals, when you do, super expensive. Wasn't really in print. It had been reissued once or twice. Even those are expensive. This is in print, again, and sounds fantastic. Happy to have it. Now this, all right, this is where things get interesting. So these Otis Redding titles. All right, these, you could say, okay, these have been reissued a bunch. Analog Productions, they did the Atlantic 75, so you can get those. Okay, those are cut at 45, they're 2 LP, they're all analog. Yes, that's true. I don't like 45 RPM. I'd rather have it on one disc. So, and those are also like 65, 70 bucks. These are cut analog. These are the mono mixes as well, not the stereo. So yeah, if you have a preference, then okay. Now again, these have been reissued before, probably not cut analog, if that makes a difference to you, and they were probably on colored vinyl. Probably a little bit cheaper, but these are, again, 180 gram vinyl, cut all analog by, I believe, Chris Bellman, maybe Matthew Luthans, but either way, you know, great sounding, great quality, and again, that $30 range. Whereas Analog Productions, 2 LP, 45 RPM, 70 bucks, less than half the price, same great quality in my opinion. Yes, it's not the tip-on gatefold jacket, but I don't need that. I want the music, and that's what I get. To me, that makes the most sense. Great albums. This one right here, especially love this album. Otis Redding, Otis Blue. Love this record. I'm hoping they do Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. We'll see. The Soul album, and of course, Pain in My Heart. Absolutely fantastic. Now, as you can tell, there's a lot of soul and R&B here. They also do jazz. They've got some Thelonious Monk and stuff like that, but I'm a huge Coltrane fan, and Coltrane was on the Atlantic label. We've got Giant Steps and My Favorite Things, 2 fantastic albums. I believe these are the mono mixes. No, these are the stereo mixes. I'm sorry. The stereo mixes. The Rhino Hi-Fi did do the mono mixes, but I'm happy with the stereo. The mono and stereo stuff doesn't really bother me a whole lot, or I don't care a whole lot about. Again, these were done all analog, cut by Matthew Luthans, I think. Yep, at the Mastering Lab. Again, fantastic. Same price point, around 30 bucks. You can't beat that. I mean, you just can't beat the prices. Now, this one I'm sure people will give me flack for because this is normally in the bargain bin. But Gordon Lightfoot, this record is absolutely fantastic. Gordon Lightfoot, great singer-songwriter. And yes, this album is normally cheap. It's also normally not in the best of shape. And, you know, acoustic guitar, just, you know, very smooth, crisp, and this has that. They just announced another Gordon Lightfoot, the one that has the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Again, a very cheap record. Yes, I'm gonna get it. I don't care that I can get it cheap. I want a nice, clean, perfect sounding copy, and I know that they're gonna deliver. Again, outstanding sounding pressing of this. This one, now this one, I gotta tell you, originals of this are probably close to 40 to 50 bucks. And now this one, I will say, Analog Productions just did a 2x45. It wasn't done from tape. This one also was not done from tape because apparently the tape is messed up. But this thing sounds fantastic. Again, done by Matthew Luthans. And again, 2x45. And it was like 70 bucks, 30 bucks. I'm gonna always go the cheaper route. And if I can get it on one LP, I'm gonna get it on one LP. This album is definitely my favorite Van Morrison album. Next would probably be Tupelo Honey, so I'm hoping they do that one because I believe that is also on the Warner Brothers label, which means Rhino does have the rights to it. You can't go wrong with this. It's also a gatefold. I will say that some of these are gatefolds, so that's another nice thing. They're not all just, you know, one sleeve. Some are gatefolds, so that's cool. I can't complain about this. 30 bucks. Now, I've showed you a couple different genres. How about some country? Sturgill Simpson. Yeah. This album, I know there's been a lot of talk about this album in the past, about good pressings of it and how there really aren't any. I've heard some people say that this one still wasn't the greatest. I think this thing sounds great. This album is a must-own if you're a Sturgill fan, in my opinion. Of course, I think all of his albums are, but this thing I think sounds fantastic. Just his version of In Bloom is of course great, but I think all of these songs are great. Call to Arms is great. Keep It Between the Lines, but just a great album. This is also a gatefold. Again, 30 bucks. Again, this is not cut from analog, but I don't think it was recorded analog, so that, you know, it doesn't make a difference. Why not some 90s music? A little bit of psychedelic alternative. The Flaming Lips. How cool is that? We're not just doing the old stuff. How about some newer stuff? The Flaming Lips. This again, not cut from analog because I believe it was not done analog either. But yeah, the Flaming Lips. This album, not easy to find. And this is a great album. It actually has my favorite song of theirs, which is what is it? Bad Days. I love that song because that was on the Batman Forever soundtrack. But anyway, sounds absolutely fantastic. And when you listen to the Flaming Lips, sound makes a big deal for sure. So very cool. And then lastly, something very cool. How about some heavy metal? Yeah, they even went that route. The first two Dio albums. Now I do have an original of Holy Diver, but I couldn't help myself. I didn't have this, which I still want an original, but I couldn't help myself. Why not? Both cut from analog. But Dio, yeah, why not? Why not do some heavy metal? Rhino Reserve, again, fantastic sounding. And again, cut all analog. And again, 30 bucks. Shoot, originals of these are like 40 bucks if you want nice copies. So, yeah, why not? So what I'll say is, for people that are wanting nice, clean copies of albums and don't know where to start, these Rhino Reserves are a good place to start because you know you're going to get good quality. You know you're going to get the best bang for your buck for sure, and you're not going to spend too much money. To me, that makes the most sense. You know, whereas Analog Productions, Mobile Fidelity, Rhino Reserve, which again, or I'm sorry, Rhino Hi-Fi, which of course is the more higher up of this. Yeah, you're gonna, you know, it's the same company, but it's a little bit up. But there's more to choose from with these, and I like it. and there's more coming out. They just announced more titles, and there's stuff that that I haven't bought that's already out still. But this is just the stuff that I have. Very happy with it, and I'm excited to see what else they've got brewing. So anyway, guys, that's just my thought on the Rhino Reserves. Let me know what you think. Are you happy with the Rhino Reserves? I am, obviously, or else I wouldn't have made this video. But let me know what you think. Leave some comments down below. If you would, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me the old thumbs up. And until next time, keep spinning and keep on rocking too. Peace and love. Bye.